17 members and associates of the Hells Angels are facing criminal charges in a violent attack.
Federal agents allege the outlaws sold drugs, traded firearms, and engaged in insurance fraud and even tampered with government witnesses.
We have learned there is cell phone video as well as surveillance video of evidence in this attack.
The U.S. Attorney characterized today's raids as historic, the largest federal bust on organized criminal gang activity.
Retaliation is common for crimes involving biker gangs. However, it could happen anywhere because of how interconnected gangs have become nationwide.
The three-year investigation resulted in 42 federal indictments on a variety of charges, including racketeering, money laundering, drugs, gambling, insurance fraud, and extortion.
There's a bunch of bikers up here, and they're shooting guns and stuff. I need the police now.
Playing on foot going towards 2nd Street. Okay, receive.
Welcome to this episode of Biker Wars with Bill Staxx. I got a guest today, Popcorn. What's up, Popcorn?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Chilling, man. I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, always an honor, man.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all this craziness that's going on. You're not involved in the motorcycle club world anymore, but what's his name wasn't involved in it either. And he's been out for I think 7 months, around 7 months. But he had a little different experience than you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know he was on Survivor either, Brandon.
Yeah, when I seen that was a trip. Yeah.
Survivor, and he was pretty outspoken on there too. It's like, damn, that's the same dude.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You think you put that lifestyle behind you and it still followed you. Huh? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, one thing I don't like, though, there's a lot of people on TikTok talking a lot of shit, saying, oh, he's going to have fun in prison and all that. Like, don't wish that on someone, you know?
I don't know. It's hard to find a person that puts his money where his mouth is anyway, so... I've been in a jail cell before where, everybody at this one jail I was in particularly, they was talking all kind of shit about how they was racist, and then there was no black people in that jail. Well, then just so happened they was booking a black guy in, and everybody was at the door saying, oh, if you put him in here, he's going to have problems. Well, they ended up putting him in the same cell. Half the people that were talking shit was the ones trying to give him soap and hygiene, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's a fucking tough guy when there ain't nothing but a story being told. But honestly, Brandon didn't look like a pushover. I don't think he was worried about anything, and that's the way he lives his life, like a true 1%er does, man. It's fuck everybody and I'll deal with the shit as it comes, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so people are like, oh, he was outspoken about the club on TikTok and on the internet, but the clubs don't run the prisons at all. Like they not. The clubs don't have any say in the prison. They don't.
My experience is it's a racial divide, not a club divide. So in all honesty, the people who were talking that shit probably don't know how politics work.
No.
White boys are white boys. We could take care of that other shit on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about numbers. You know how many disputes there could be if you know what I mean? It's a racial thing when you talk about politics in prison and shit.
So what if you're in a club? What happens to the people that you're beefing with?
Yeah, that's my point. You know what I mean? You're not in a club. You're not on a motorcycle while you're up at Old Folsom. You know what I'm saying?
And this is this is like a high level bust. This is like an FBI bust. Like these guys are being watched in the prison. They're being like segregated in special housing units. They're not just all over the jail and doing whatever they want.
It's really all just a game at the end of the day, the game of life. You know what I mean? It matters who's getting the attention at the time. Bikers seem to be getting a lot of attention right now. But at the same time, there's this anti-terrorist move for society as a whole right now in America, with the borders or, anything to do with making citizens unsafe. That's basically seems to be the new narrative. In the 80s, it was the war against drugs. Now it seems to be the war against thugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
And do you think that's a bad thing for them to be targeting these bikers?
I mean, they could have chose any group. There's other ones that they target, you know what I'm saying? Radical groups in all fashions and shit that they just don't publicize as much as the biker thing. It's all about a view. It's all about ratings. Sons of Anarchy put this shit in the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because nothing more or less is really going on, really, right?
Yeah, but so like them designating cartels as terrorist organizations, do you think they're going to end up doing that with the motorcycle clubs?
I thought they already were.
Nah, they're designating them gangs, but they're not designating them terrorists. Cartels are terrorists.
I was misunderstood. Then I thought you go on a terrorist watch list or some shit like that if you're, you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure it's a motorcycle gang. It's like a gang enhancement.
Yeah,
it's a little different than a terrorist watch list.
I did just see one. I think you covered it. If you didn't, I'm pretty sure you actually covered it. I don't really watch any other news, but something where these guys were rolling through. I believe it was Texas or something. Open carry, and they have a different law about if you're in a motorcycle gang. That I mean, wasn't that somebody who considered to not be a club to actually be a MG?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the Beast MC.
So they were. They weren't shy about it. You know what I mean? But I didn't know about that law. You know what I mean? That was crazy. So anybody else who doesn't
have the gun strapped right on them, they had the gun strapped right on their chest.
You should be allowed to, though, man. I mean, it's just a stick until you do something with it. You know what I mean?
Basically, yeah.
I mean, for real. They took a lot of rights away because of a lot of crazy people who did crazy shit. But it's obvious that it's just the way some in particular person feels when it's not, completely widespread, bro. Like, how could you have a machine gun in Texas, but you can't in Washington? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes no sense. This dude had a 44 Magnum strapped to his chest.
As he should have. You know what I mean? It's a crazy world out there.
I mean, it's lawful, but I mean, I think their charges will end up getting dropped because they have no other prior convictions. They're just part of a club. So there's a fine line, I guess.
That they could have been pulled over. I don't understand how that's not profiling. 100%.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Sounds like it to me. But that's what it is.
I got a video for us to watch about this whole situation. It's a new one. So check it out.
More than a dozen members of Texas-based outlaw motorcycle gang, the Bandidos, have been charged in a sweeping federal indictment. At least 10 of those charged arrested this morning.
Yeah, these gang members indicted on RICO charges, including murder, racketeering, and arson. Their alleged crimes all committed right here in the Houston area. Our Stephen Goen has more now on what authorities are saying about these arrests.
Made infamous after this deadly shooting in Waco 10 years ago, the Bandidos are now the target of federal authorities in the Southern District of Texas. Today, U.S. Attorney Nicholas Ganji unsealing this 22-count indictment against 14 members of the gang and their associates.
Majority of those defendants are members of the Welcome to Hell chapter located here in Katy, Texas.
The defendants, accused of starting a violent turf war in 2019 with a rival gang, all facing charges for their alleged roles in criminal activity around the Houston area, including racketeering, murder, assault, and arson.
In other words, the Bandidos sought to exert a monopoly on motorcycle clubs and gangs in the Houston area, which could only operate with their blessing and with their permission.
According to the indictment, the Bandidos' illegal activity resulted in a motorcyclist death near the Blue Bayou Cafe in East Houston in November 2021, as well as a deadly assault and murder in September 2020 at the Hogstop Bar and Grill, and an attempted murder in Pasadena in 2023.
Our team of agents and task force officers has responded to highway shootouts that endangered innocent drivers, aggravated assaults in family restaurants that terrified patrons.
Today, at least 10 of the men indicted were arrested in an early morning law enforcement operation, including John Pfeffer, the alleged leader of the Bandidos Katy chapter. 4 other men are still at large, but soon to be arrested according to authorities.
Today's arrests send a stark message to other outlaw motorcycle gangs in our area. You can't outsmart us. You can't outrun us. And you're certainly not untouchable.
The Bandidos members, now in custody, are expected to be arraigned in federal court this week. In Houston, Stephen Goen, KHOU 11 News.
Not looking good for them.
Yeah, that dude that was talking shit, though. I don't understand if it's something personal between him and bikers or if he just thinks it's cool to look tough. I don't understand. But
oh, the guy in the news, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You
We're
know,
coming to
like how
find
everybody
you.
has, you know how everybody has that fucking crackhead cousin? Like, I don't care what family you come from. Everybody has that one cousin, right?
Yeah.
That's what these fucking people that are fucking up in these motorcycle club chapters are. That's the crackhead cousin of the fucking club. They, you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't fucking exist if all it, you know what I mean? As a whole, it really is just a barbecuing, motorcycle riding, beer drinking family, man. It really, really is. It really, truly, honestly is. And
yeah, but so they bust. They
it's
bust
the crackhead cousins that fuck it up for everybody.
They bust 14 of them, right? They busted one of the leaders, and then 14 members and associates. There's over 2,000 members in Texas. So this is not like dismantling the Bandidos by any stretch of the imagination.
No, that's what I'm saying. So those numbers you just gave, 2,000 you said in Texas. So, I mean, 2,000 people divided by one crackhead cousin per family. That's 14. That's 14. You know what I'm saying?
Off the street.
And I'm not meaning no disrespect to anybody who was arrested, but I'm just saying it's definitely not something that portrays like the way the clubs are as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. You know what I mean?
Like the way law enforcement's portraying it. Like they're these
that's my point. They're
groups.
taking the one fucking, you know, fuck, man, like I said, everybody has that one guy, right? You know? So, you know, but I mean, if you was going to use something that small to describe the thing as a whole, then what about, you know, the couple or few that donate, you know, to charities and shit? It is what it is. They, like I said, it's all about views and ratings and shit.
Yeah, they don't care about that type of stuff.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy, man. I wasn't really in the motorcycle scene growing up. You know what I mean? That's something that I kind of got into later in life. And I knew a lot of people who broke the law. And what I'm saying is I didn't know any bikers.
Me too.
So I could say the same about any lifestyle or any walk of life. Everybody comes with its handful of criminals and its handful of whatevers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of getting to the point of whooping a dead horse. You know, it's almost getting to the point of it's obvious this shit's just for views because, you know, when are we going to move on to teachers that break the law or fucking police officers that are fucking up or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's just as many other regular groups that are doing criminal activity as
the police themselves, man.
100%.
You know, I love to hear it when people kind of dig the dirt out on them because there was just that one guy who shot the judge in his chambers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that guy shot that judge in his chambers. You're talking, that's a sheriff that is upheld the law in that town, right? So if anybody's supposed to be the good guy, it's supposed to be him, right? But then you're talking about the judge, right? And it sounded like that the judge was diddling.
Yeah, you can't talk about that type of shit though.
It sounded like it was going left, right?
Yeah.
So if it was,
you got to keep it PG over here.
You know what I'm saying? But if it was going left, that's two people in society that are supposed to be way pie on upholding the law. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they could still be on the bench, right? One of them's in jail and one of them's.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We got to keep it PG when we're talking about them two fucktards, but we can't say nothing about. We can say anything we want about bikers, though.
Yeah, that's how they have it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like street gangs, right? When I was younger and I was involved in a street gang, I didn't look at it as this sophisticated criminal organization like the police look at it, because you don't look at it like that. It's not how you view it.
Right.
But I guess when you really think about it, that's what it is, loosely based, right?
So, yeah, no, you're talking about the police department?
No, I'm talking about when I was involved in a street gang. That's like what we wanted to do was commit crime.
Oh, yeah.
But these motorcycle club riders, they don't join the club to commit crimes.
No, I know I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I know they don't sell it to you as that either. You know, at least any conversation I ever heard brought up, especially to people who are trying to pursue the life. I think honestly what it was more or less like when shit like that would come up, it was kind of mud checking somebody. At the end of the day, you do want these guys to be your brothers and you do want them to have your back. You know what I mean? And one way to, test that, right, is to give some kind of shitty scenarios, right? You might lose your life, right? Okay, you still want to do this, or you might lose your freedom, right? Like, I mean, yes, we've all seen that is an absolute possibility.
Yeah.
But if that was even a sliver of the guarantee, nobody would fucking join that shit.
No.
Come on, man. People choke to death all the time, but they still have eating contests. You know what I mean? You're likely to make it out, dude. Now, before you fucking start eating in this contest, you could choke to death, right? Well, yeah, but does that fucking mean that you guys are falling off the map by the dozen? No. You know what I mean?
Hey,
so it's
like
analogy. A mud check scenario, you know what I mean? But then you do get a bunch of, man, you ever heard of a torpedo? You know what I mean? Just somebody who, like a crash missile, a crash
dummy, yeah.
Yeah, where you send these motherfuckers on these dumbass, meaningless fucking missions that you're almost 100% guaranteed either not to benefit from or get hemmed up over, you know what I mean?
Yeah, get him to do it. He'll do it. Right?
Yeah, bro. And it seems to be more of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's really like, you never heard of no border going up over one of these fucking bombings. Everybody's still got a chapter somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's not really like changing the tides of anything. It's just a bunch of these crash dummies running out doing a bunch of fucking retarded shit, painting a fucking blind eye or black eye on all these clubs. You know what I mean?
I mean, it doesn't look good for any of them.
Man, remember when they said that one of the clubs were heading out to go take care of that illegal immigrant problem that took over the apartment complexes and shit? You know what I mean?
Apollyon said, don't feel bad about being out bad. Pee-wee? That's not Pee-wee, it's popcorn. Apollyon says, don't you feel bad about being out bad? He goes, oh, don't you feel bad about being out bad? He said, oh, yeah.
I'm not out bad.
He's quoting Pee-wee. Don't you feel bad about being out bad? He's like, no.
Yeah.
The fuck does it matter? Like, really, what does it matter if you're out good or out bad?
Shout out Pee-wee Goldsmith, though, for sure.
Definitely. He sent me a picture in the mail. Shout out to you, Pee-wee. I appreciate it. It's pretty dope. It's him on his bike back in the day when he was huge. He's got his cut on, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's good men like Pee-wee that are kind of debunking the myth. Me, Pee-wee, Repo, a lot of other guys. You know what I'm saying? Too many to list for sure. But just debunking the myth that we can't all get along, dude. And the only reason why we're allowed to do it is because the politics aren't telling us how to live our life. You know what I mean? And I don't want to talk shit because I got a lot of friends that are still in clubs and shit. And I'm not going to sit and say, you know, oh, you got to listen to your daddy or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you can make your own mind up, it's proven that everybody can get along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I don't understand that shit, but that's another episode, right?
Yeah, a lot of clubs have deep hatred towards other ones, and people don't even know what they're fighting over.
Man, I watched one of your episodes not too long ago. It might have been one of your really recent ones about the smash on site between the Beast and I think it was Bandidos.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like who wants to live like that? Like, yo, you see any of them, man, smash them. You're out with your wife and kids. You're not gonna do some shit like that. What do you do?
It's way too common to have a buddy in an opposite club or even a family member.
Well,
Like,
Texas is pretty big, so you'll be far and few between before you see some of them, I guess. But you still run into people everywhere, right?
well, I have a friend. I don't know if he considers me a friend. So I have an associate, or I don't even know how the fuck you want to say it. I don't know how people feel when they move on to different clubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm your friend if I'm your friend, and if I fucking tell you that, then it doesn't matter what you do. You know what I mean? Afterwards or whatever. But when these guys go different directions, I don't know if we're still friends. But he went. I think he went Vago from Pagan, and then from Vago to Beast.
They're able to jump from big club like that to each one.
It happens.
I thought that was out. I
all
thought that was
the-
off limits.
No, man. It happens all the time. I'm going to keep it real with you. Like just a couple phone calls and anything can happen. I've seen, to where certain clubs will say we're not taking people if they're out bad or even just an ex-member of this other club. Like we don't take them,
Yeah.
And then some guy will show up and he's your buddy or whatever the fuck. And then there's a phone call made and then a pass given, and you know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
And then everything's good, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Mike O'Mara says the badges will pick you up on multiple charges and hope one sticks. They will be out one day. Yes, they will.
As long as everybody does not talk, man. Everybody gets in there and gets fucking scared to spend the night and fucking start swimming for themselves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but what about the people that aren't involved with the club, like Brandon? He has no code to keep.
well, no. What I'm saying is when people go in there, especially on a RICO with that many people, you ain't going to convince me that many people are solid. I don't give a fuck what club they're from.
People are definitely. Listen, the president could end up rolling, right?
Listen, somebody has a fucking, a kid, or somebody has a business, or somebody is the sole fucking, custodial guardian of their, handicapped fucking, whatever. I mean, there's reasons why people ain't gonna shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's proven. This ain't me just running my mouth, dude. Like, how many people have we seen? They made a whole show out of that shit. And their seasons after season, they ain't running dry on that first 48. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They got backlogs of that season, that show, bro. They'll never run out of content.
William DeFord says
studio,
glue sniffer for Trump. Who are you? You're a glue sniffer for Trump, William. That's cool. Shout out to Trump.
Yeah, I like Trump. Trump's cool.
Yeah, maybe William DeFord will be on the next deportation van out of here.
No, dude, I used to not be too political. You know what I mean? And I'm still really not. But I'm gonna keep it real. If we're gonna fuck with somebody whose track record speaks for itself, it's gonna be Trump. I mean, and he kind of got Martha Stewart cool points. I didn't really like him too much till he got shot in the ear, bro. Hey, he took that. I think
a lot of people.
He was trying to shake the Secret Service off of him, like, get off me, dude. I can't breathe, man. Get the fuck off.
Yeah.
He didn't give a shit, No, he's just one of them old tough white dudes that, And people don't understand something, man. Hey, me and you and all the people talking shit too. If you gave us a 10th of the money that dude had, we wouldn't even turn around. We'd be in some other fucking country eating off the soft shell crabs and the Mai Tais, and you wouldn't catch us doing shit for another motherfucker for the rest of our life.
Probably not. Matthew, what's up, man? Matthew says, my guy Popcorn's here. Rogue Zombie Zilla says hello.
What's up, Zilla? Hey, shout out to Rogue Zombies, man. That's a good little club out here in Spokane, man, for sure. Bunch of good guys. Go Orange. Hey.
Jeremy said, because you leave the club doesn't mean you can't get RICO down the road. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You could just keep your fingers crossed. There's people fucking up worse than you did when you.
Yeah.
They got to go duck goose at one point. They can't get everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They can overshadow, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fade off into the bushes over here, right?
Right.
So I got another one where this guy does a little, talking to the news. Let's check it out.
Everyone, thank you all for coming. My name is Nicholas Ganji, and I'm the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Texas. February 11th of this year, federal grand jury sitting here in Houston returned a 22-count superseding indictment against 14 members and associates of the Bandidos outlaw motorcycle gang. The majority of those defendants are members of the Welcome to Hell chapter located here in Katy, Texas. This superseding indictment alleges that the charged defendants engaged in a course of criminal conduct in connection with and for the benefit of the Bandidos organization. These crimes include racketeering, assault, robbery, arson, and murder. If convicted, these defendants face a penalty of up to up to life imprisonment, and some up to 20 years. Now, the Bandidos are a particularly violent organization, even by outlaw motorcycle gang standards.
So he's saying that they're more violent than other motorcycle clubs. But so there was just a trial of Bandidos leadership down in Texas where the national leader, I believe, got arrested because of that smash on sight order.
Oh, shit.
For a murder. He was arrested for a murder. He's doing life. His second in command told on him. Went on the stand, told everything. The people that committed the murder are in prison. So, I mean, it's really not looking good for these people, man.
It's getting harder and harder to convince people to join, man. I'm going to keep it real with you.
Yeah, but they don't go out and recruit, right?
Every club can say what the fuck they want, but think about this, man. You've seen a club roll into a bar before, as loud and it's hard to approach something like that without somebody approaching you first and letting you know it's okay. You got to be one nosy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? To walk up to a group of screaming, hollering, drunk ass, fucking crazy ass looking dudes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, buddy, how's it going? You guys look like you'd like to talk to me. Fuck no.
Yeah, you want to hang out?
No. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was approached, motherfucker stopped into my tattoo shop. And hey, buddy, how's it going? Yeah, it was people I knew before and they didn't tell me what they were doing and all this fucking bullshit. But I mean, yeah, I don't buy that fucking, they don't approach bullshit. Like everybody approaches somebody.
If you don't recruit, how do we get members? We recruit by being there, showing up. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens. They don't go out and put flyers in the neighborhood.
They don't put flyers in the neighborhood, man. But if you got a motorcycle and you're at a bar and they say hi to you, there's only one fucking reason.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? There's only one reason.
Yeah.
And if you got a motorcycle and you're at a bar, it ain't too long before somebody else says hi to you. So I mean,
then say you just started getting into motorcycles, right? All right, you got to go get a part for your bike. So you got to go down to Harley. Where are the people that are involved with that? They're down at Harley, right? Buying pieces for their bike.
Or the workers at the Harley. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all like connected.
Yeah.
And like we were saying before, these people are all the same types of people. Like people, whether in this club or that club, you could switch the cuts and people wouldn't even know the difference.
Right.
Right?
100%. 100%. Everybody's passionate about their buddy. Everybody's passionate about their bike and their freedom and, you know what I mean, a certain way of life. And it really seems to be the only divide at the end of the day stems from the dollar. You know what I mean? It's the people who really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because to see another patch, if that invokes some sort of feeling, you're a weirdo. You know what I mean? I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, I get it a little bit as far as like the 49ers and the Raiders go. You know, you give a guy a little bit of shit, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
to the point of fucking killing each other and fucking smash on sight and all that shit.
Yeah, it shouldn't go that far.
That's that crash test dummy bullshit I'm talking about. Somewhere that was protecting somebody's big ass pile of money. You know, and then you had that, you know, handed down or whatever to a bunch of fucking people who only heard fuck the 49ers were the Raiders.
Yeah, and they don't know nothing about the
They
past
don't know nothing
stuff.
about it, but they're willing to fucking crash out over somebody. It's not their pile of money. Their bike's probably been broke down for a while. They probably been done had speeding tickets that they paid. I mean, come on, dude. I'm sorry, man. This shit is a little over fucking done. It really is, man. Because, for instance, there was a brother on a page that I'm on. He just passed away not too long ago. R.I.P. Rob. And I didn't know this certain guy, right? But he ended up passing away. And from a post I seen, 2 of his club brothers made it to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys who made it, he posted, well, two guys at your funeral that you called brother. I guess that's the way it works, though, huh? You know what I mean? And shout out Ed too, and a few of the other guys. I might have got your names wrong or whatever, but yeah, it's just a group that I'm part of on Facebook. I don't really know any of the guys personally, but it's the same story no matter who you are, where you are.
Yeah, I told him I wasn't in a club, so I'm not going to join that group.
Yeah,
you know, there's no reason for me. It's not the ex-gang members group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I can respect you for that, though. You know what I mean? Because I think the reason why I am a part of that group is because I feel like it's a concentrated spot where guys that you know, some are out bad and some aren't, you know what I mean? And what one guy considers you out bad for is typically to preserve his spot in the club. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of high school fights. If you see some guy who might be coming for your spot or you don't want around or something like that, you know, and I don't like to speak on people's story, but our mutual, you know, the big guy himself, right? Yeah. What he's saying, they was trying to keep him out. You know what I'm saying? And then when he finally made it in, what the dude say? Hey man, welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome.
And now look at, you know, our mutual that I'm not speaking of, like he's a goddamn rock star. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Hatchet, what's up?
It's only obvious why that guy was intimidated by that. You know what I mean?
But do you think that this bust on the Bandidos and others around the country that are happening, do you think this is going to have an impact on other clubs out there?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt, man. It's going to, for one, you know, like I said, with the views, right? So as soon as this thing starts getting notoriety in the media, then everybody's going to want their 5 minutes of fame. If they've been working on a case or whatever, they might push that fucker forward a little faster, or you know what I mean? I know certain places like Montana, you know, that pagan situation. You was reading the newspaper about how they said right in the paper after that little fucking skirmish or whatever, now we're going to pay attention to, you know, what's going on in the Flathead when it pertains to motorcycle clubs. So yeah, anytime somebody does something and paints a bad eye, it definitely brings the heat on for everybody. You know what I mean? So
did you hear about the other case that happened? The outlaw that threw a bomb in a Jimmy John's to try to kill some pagans.
Holy fuck. No, I did not hear about that. That just happened?
Yeah, last week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you.
What state?
So Florida, I believe.
Okay.
It was this right here. He seen some pagans eating. Hold on.
Yeah, and then look at his retarded looking ass. He literally looks like a fucking idiot that would do some stupid shit like that.
4 days ago, suspect in Okaloosa County explosive attack. Members reported Simmons was wearing an Outlaws Motorcycle Club vest as he drove off throwing an explosive device.
Yeah.
He's 41 years old.
Yeah.
So it says outlaw implicated in attack with an explosive at Fort Walton Beach, Jimmy John's.
Right.
It says at the scene of Hunter S. Thomas's book, Hells Angels, Fort Walton Beach area witnessed that appeared to battle a biker gang war. Okaloosa County Sheriff's deputies arrested an alleged member of an outlaw motorcycle club.
Fucking idiot.
Outlaw Motorcycle Club, and charged him with a litany of crimes, including throwing a destructive explosive device, brandishing a weapon, and criminal mischief. An explosive crime. It all started when the Okaloosa Sheriff's County's deputies were on their way to a call at the Harley Davidson motorcycle dealership in Fort Walton Beach on the Belt Parkway. On their way to the dealership, employees at the Jimmy John's sandwich shop on the street flagged them down to ask for help. They told deputies that someone had thrown an explosive device into the shop and it had exploded in the restaurant. The explosive device, the explosion broke several windows in the restaurant, causing about $5,000 in damage, causing small injuries via flying glass to one employee at the sandwich shop. The narrative from the arresting officers, police report says that the deputies spoke to members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. According to the horde of outlaw bikers, Gregory Simmons arrived at the dealership in a silver sedan, pointed a gun at them, and drove away. Members of the club say Simmons threw an explosive device out of his window. So the Pagans told the cops where this guy was.
That's some crazy shit because you ain't supposed to talk to the police.
No, it says soon after the sheriff's deputies arrived on the scene, Simmons, a Pascagoula resident, seen driving a silver sedan on Lewis Turner Boulevard near Mooney Road. A sheriff's deputy started a traffic stop on State Route 85, Nomad Way Meet. According to reports, Simmons was detained without incident. As deputies approached the car, they detained Simmons and noticed an outlaw motorcycle club vest, guns, and what they believed to be stick grenades from arrest reports called M-type explosive devices. Description similar to a pipe bomb. According to the sheriff's office release, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Explosive have begun an investigation into the case. The Pagans and the Outlaws are considered part of the Big Four outlaw motorcycle clubs or gangs, along with the Hells Angels and the Bandidos. Earlier this year, United States Attorney in the Western District of Missouri indicted 18 members of the Pagans for armed attacks against outlaw motorcycle club members. So he goes to the place in a car with a cut on.
All right.
Points a gun out the window, throws a bomb at them in front of all these people. That is the cousin. That is the cousin that you were talking
about. But wouldn't that be some shit you would do in retaliation of something super personal, like if somebody ran one of your kids over in the street or something? Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't do that shit because there was an order put out or whatever the fuck. That is the most stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no one even got hurt. An employee at the fucking at the sandwich shop got hurt.
He heard a teenage fucking sandwich folder.
Yeah,
right. Big bad biker.
Yeah, real sophisticated network there. And then you got the whole crew of the Pagans telling him he's over there.
You know, I mean, I want to just suggest this, and all the motorcycle clubs could listen. If you guys are going to have somebody, and we'll call it taking care of business, okay? If you guys are going to have somebody take care of business, shouldn't there be a fucking crew that is approved, you know, to do that? And nobody else should be allowed to take care of business, because that way you don't have fucking idiots out there doing stupid shit like this in the public. You know what I mean? Like, let me just say, maybe this take care of business crew, maybe they're not even allowed to wear cuts because it's checkers, you know, checkers, chess, not checkers, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. I mean, run the shit the way you want. It's that free willy-nilly shit where anybody can do what they want. And you get these dudes who needed that cut to fill that void in their fucking ball sack. You know what I'm saying? So now they're finally tough because they got something on their back.
Yeah,
and
like that dude in the car.
They're going to beat their chest like King Kong and do some dumbass shit.
He's like, I'm a real outlaw biker. I'm going to go do this and make it known for the club. People like that are ruining it, right?
Bro, look at the people that have actually bombed, you know, America, right? Like Timothy McVeigh and shit like that. They went through great extents to cover their tracks. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking fucking had other people get the vehicles, get the shit. You know, they didn't just go buy a bomb, rent a truck in their name, tell everybody what they were doing, and drive over to the spot. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers are. They really, really are. You know what I'm saying? They're literally. I'm gonna light a pipe bomb at Jimmy John's today
while he's wearing his cut. He's waving it out the window.
Aren't you supposed to wear like some opposing, you know, team's cut and do stupid shit? That way it throws the fuzz off a little, you know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. Something's not right with this guy. Definitely something wrong with this guy.
Maybe rent's too expensive and you need somebody to. Yeah, there he goes again.
Yeah,
he'll be eating free sandwiches for a long ass time.
Yeah, he's done. And then done. I don't know if the Pagans' reputation down there is any good with the way they handled things.
Yeah, I don't approve. I don't, you know, for one, you can always only put so much into the media. I've actually been in the middle of the media myself, and they painted a picture that was completely false, man, 100% wrong. So I can't just write it off like that. And because I'm an ex-pagan dude, I'm just gonna give my brothers the fucking olive branch and say they didn't talk to cops.
The benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, protocol when it comes to that is you don't talk to cops. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna have to do something to get you off the side of the road, but it needs to be recorded. You know what I'm saying? I've had the cops come to my tattoo shop when I was riding with the club. And when I seen it was the police, I grabbed my cell phone, push record, and just held this phone up, and everything I said that they said, you know, and I brought it back to the chapter. Hey, look, the cop showed up and this is the interaction. You know what I mean? If you're not doing it like that, you know, then you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? Anybody who says you can't talk to a cop is not completely right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know that producing your ID just for a speeding ticket's going to get you down the road in 10 minutes versus fucking 4 hours trying to run your name and possibly fucking throw you in the back for fucking whatever else they fucking feel like, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's no snitching, guys, is what it means. Is don't be fucking telling. Yeah.
Yeah, like they were saying about Pee Wee. Oh, he's talking to the cops and all this shit.
Man, you know what, man? I don't know. It seems like anybody who's worried about people snitching, you know, if you want to bring up some paperwork, you know, that's one way to get it taken care of. But that's the quickest way to attack a guy's character.
100%.
Is call him either a snitch or a rat or a child molester or a thief or whatever, you know. But without paperwork, you know, you're just running your gums. And a real person won't even. You know what? Any real person who is about that life, they wouldn't even bring it up without the paperwork. They just wouldn't. It wouldn't even be a topic because they know how important paperwork is. You know what I'm saying? So,
cops go to the restaurant. It's called Ultimate Porker. Ultimate Porker. It's ironic. The cops go to the restaurant that has the sandwich called the Ultimate Porker. Yeah, man. Well, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time. It's always good having you on.
Hell yeah, man. That's at the tattoo shop chilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up another one where we have a bunch of people on. We have another panel. That was dope.
Yeah, it was a good time. I met some good guys through you for sure, man. I still talk to.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do it again. Shout out to Repo. Go check out Repo. Shout out to Pee Wee, Hatchet, Ed. There's so many of them. So many people. Hopefully Brandon gets his life together.
Yeah, I hope the best for that dude. He seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders, man. You know, it sucks that, you know, he stepped away a little too late, it looks like. You know,
hey, some people just I think he knew it was coming, man.
But like I said, it's getting harder and harder to fucking get guys to want to join. I mean, the more you see what's going on, they're fucking it up so bad to where, you know, even after you leave, you're still in jeopardy of, you know, getting RICO'd. I mean, that's crazy.
But when you're involved that deep, it's pretty hard to, you know. And then you do interviews talking about every detail of things. It's kind of not good.
Yeah. Maybe I scored landing in the fucking chapter I landed in because, man, it was a couple little. They're scared to move out here, bro. For real.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I landed in the right chapter, man. I got my foot wet, and I don't want nothing to do with that shit, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. The standard isn't high enough for me, bro. That's facts. That's big facts. You know, there's too many people who are allowed in the door, and I like shit that's a little bit more concentrated. I've always been by myself, and it ain't got shit to do with anything else. Then I don't trust nobody.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm a really good dude. I don't lie, cheat, steal, none of that shit. And that's all I want out of whoever's sitting next to me. Every time I've really got comfortable with a motherfucker, they prove it different. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's why I'm gonna stay to myself, man. I'd rather go ride alone, and you know, you got a couple friends,
bro. I fucking thought getting involved with, you know, this crazy tough guy mentality lifestyle would have ensured my safety, essentially. You know, because who the fuck wants to come around a bunch of guys like that and be a thief or fuck somebody's old lady or be a piece of shit or a liar? You'd be surprised. You would.
They're in it. They're
Oh
all
my
involved
fucking
with
God,
it,
man.
right?
It's
So-
like when the light turns on in a apartment in the ghetto, dude. Cockroaches running everywhere, bro. Yeah, there's pieces of shit that infiltrated so hardcore.
Yeah, but there's pieces of shit in everything.
There
you know?
is, man, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like the concentration in chapters. I got a buddy, he's an older guy and he's in a small chapter, and they kind of stick to themselves essentially. And they are the epitome of what this shit could be or should be. But you get into these larger cities with all this fucking, wannabe hoorah bullshit. I mean, come on, dude. The longest anybody's in these chapters is like 2-3 years. 3 years, you're an old head. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man.
And that should be the hang around period, basically.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
when I went
has
to
to
the
change.
when I went to the East Coast, man, it made me proud to be a pagan for sure. I seen cuts that were see-through damn near because how old they were, just threads hanging on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And just seeing, what it was supposed to be like anyway. But
back in the day, the pagans used to be an exclusive group of guys. They were a small group, elite group of guys. They weren't like so big like they are now.
yeah. I could say that I'm glad I did it, man, because we only go so many times around the sun on this rock, right? And it's just something that I could say that I experienced. And to each his own, the guys who are going to fill those spots and take over for the future, it'll be whatever they want it to be for them. But for me, it was a waste of my time, man. You know what I mean? I could have did a lot of shit different that would have been a lot better time spent,
More beneficial towards your productivity.
Look at Brandon, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was on that holy kick, right? He's the Jesus guy now, right? Yeah. So fucking, he's good at it. He's passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? And I know, he's gonna have to figure out. Maybe God sent him into the prison to reach the guys that were unreachable. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
At this point, he's gonna have to fucking deal with the cards he got dealt, and that's gonna be some navigating for sure.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I feel bad for the dude, man. Like I said, he seemed like a pretty decent dude.
Shit, he made it through Survivor. I'm sure you can make it through fucking Texas prison.
Prison ain't shit, man. Everything is a fucking one-on-one interaction based situation, man. If you're a good dude and you're not fucking up, and you know what I mean, like, yeah, he might have a few people mad at him for his little podcast or his little, dealings with the clubs or whatever. But like I said, man, even the people who got a problem with him, right? I could see a scenario where Brandon has commissary, just candy. And the guy who had such a big fucking problem with him, maybe nobody's got money on his books, and he sure misses Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
And maybe Brandon gives him one. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a nice fucking guy.
Yeah.
That's enough to squash all that animosity in prison and jail. Shut the
Yeah, give me a cup of coffee or something,
You know what I mean?
right?
Yeah, just come on, man. Like, he'll be okay. Trust me. He'll be just fucking fine. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But we'll see what goes on and keep you guys all informed on our emerging details. And we got a lot of I got a lot of shows that are going to be dropping. I got Wayne. He was ex-Night Center out of Chicago. I got that interview dropping. I got Eric Auday. He got caught smuggling drugs in Pakistan.
Ole.
Yeah, check this out.
How you doing? I'm Eric Auday. I wrote the book 3 Years in Pakistan, the Eric Auday story. If you haven't seen it on Locked Up Abroad or my documentary, 3 Years in Pakistan, you should check it out on Amazon. Also, I'm chatting with Staxx.
Tortured him and everything. 3 years he spent in prison, man.
Over in Pakistan?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He said they were drowning him in the water.
Oh,
and
fuck.
He said he was watching Fear Factor like the year before, and he was practicing to hold his breath, and he could do it for like 3 minutes. And he said when they were holding him under the water, they were doing it for like a minute, 10 seconds. And he was like acting like it was a lot. But he said it wasn't shit. It's a pretty good interview. Explains a lot.
Man, you should have asked him about them camel spiders. Fuck.
He wasn't out in the desert. He was in prison. He was in prison.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you could dig your way out, but I guess they got
they were whipping his feet with canes and shit.
Holy
3 days. For 3 days. And shocking him. Had him tied up, beating him.
What is going on with this lifetime?
Trying to get him to confess, man. He spent 3 whole years there.
Fuck. To confess to the drugs?
Yeah, and he used to go around picking up leather goods from different countries, and he didn't know that there was drugs in the suitcase. He got caught, and they wanted him to confess, and he's like, nah, not confessing.
Wow.
So they wanted to give him 10 days of torture. They only gave him 3, and then they sent him to prison, and he stayed there for 3 years.
Wow.
Finally paid money, got lawyers and the embassy involved and all kinds of shit. Ended up getting out.
Yeah, you get the dopest interviews, man.
Hell yeah. I'm working on it. And if you want to be a guest on the show, hit on my email, BillStaxx2021, and we'll make it happen. I appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to donate, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. I can use the help always.
Yeah, you guys shoot him some money, man. He can't do it without the little donations, man. Let's go.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Well, yeah, man. You want to give anyone a shout out before we go?
Shit, man. Just shout out my YouTube channel, Ink Reviews. Yeah, we're on Facebook, YouTube. Ink Reviews, one word. INKERVIEWS on YouTube. We do a little podcast, little dating game show. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, you got some good guests too, man. Some crazy stories.
Yeah, a little unsolved murder, some triumphant stories like from addiction to success type shit,
Definitely. Well, yeah, man, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll do this again. I want to have you guys all on a big panel. Bunch of people come on again. And we'll chop it up.
100%. Thanks for having me on again, man. You have a good day.
Definitely. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. And don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.